Shabbat Shalom, Israel. Giving our praise to the Most High God and the Son Yahweh Shah. With the Battle Axes of the Most High coming back to you on the First Works Friday. You know, I'm Soldier Razatop. I know y'all may be wondering where Soldier Don is at. You know, some came up at the last minute, nothing bad, but you know, things happen. So you know, I'm here with y'all on his night. But you know, nevertheless, hey, all praise for that. Cause hey, Lord, he read those spirits, and hey, sometimes he be like, hey, go ahead and do what's needed to be done. Because, you know, sometimes the soldiers may be out somewhere else that's supposed to do the class or whatever the case may be. But nevertheless, hey, shout out to that brother. Hey, we'll see him next week, Lord's will. But tonight's title is Being on Time Will Save Thee. Being on time will save thee. Because it's like when we first got into this truth, we was always trying to be on time, like no matter whatever it was, man, like whatever the Most High God required of us, we always tried, fought tooth and nail to get there on time. But then as time progressed, slothfulness may kick in. The fear of the Lord may depart a little from brothers and sisters, or like even brothers just get too comfortable with after them doing it for so long, they be like, well, the Lord, he'll pardon me on this aspect, or he'll pardon me on this. And I'm like, hey, even like last class, we can't play with our grace, or, dealing with those type of situations. Shalom, Sister Hannah. Shalom, Sister Mary Houston. Hey, we hope to see y'all at Passover, Lord's will. But how's everything going down there? You too, Sister Hannah. How's everything going? But yeah, we understand things come up for like reasons why brothers may be late or sisters may be late. But overall, like if you at the house and you just chilling, if it's your off day and you know it's something that's required, that's finna happen, like a feast day or Sabbath class or even Camp 101, like we should be on time, man. Because we can't just keep on, doing these things, because we got to look at our history and look how many times our brothers and sisters, whenever they was late, something bad happened to them, man. So we got to be aware of those things, man. And, this class ain't gonna be too long, because like I said, it was a last minute thing. But hey, I'll praise this anyway. A class is better than no class, But like also, I hope all is well out there. Hope y'all had a good week for the most part. Even with everything going on, like with these plane crashes and stuff, hope we didn't see no plane crash over your head or anything like that. But nevertheless, first precept we're gonna get is Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 1. Because I mean, even like how Captain Jerubbaal was saying about the mean season, like it has been a mean season, but we're gonna keep on pushing. Because I know some brothers and sisters may have like loved ones that passed away, or a plethora of things that could happen, man. But being on time with safety in those type of situations, man. But let's go ahead and get it. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 3 and verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Read that again. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. So if we just put two and two together, if the Most High God said there's a time and a season for everything, that lets you know that, hey, at this specific time, I need this, that, and the third to be done. Or at this certain time, I need this, that, and the third to be done. Just like how we got our feast days, situated on a certain in a certain season. Because like we ain't finna have dedication during the time of Passover. We ain't finna have Passover during the time of dedication. We ain't finna have tabernacles during the time of destruction of Nicanor, and so on and so forth. So the Lord, he authorized that thing that way, because I mean he's an on time God. We learned that in Christianity or whatever the case may be, but that's a true statement though. They say they come with smooth and peaceful words on that aspect, but hey, when it comes to them applying it, they don't do so, man. But hey, a lot of things they be saying, they honor with their lips and stuff, but hey, their heart is far from them. But that stuff do be true about the Most High God. Because every time we go through something, Most High God is always right there, to lift us back up or send us a comfort. Shalom, Aban. Was it Shalom, Psalms chapter 1, verse 1. I think that's your name, is it? Psalms 40 and 8. And all praise. But continue to read on though. Verse 2, a time to be born and a time to die. So, and there is some cases where a person, as soon as a baby is born, they could possibly die if that's the Most High God's will. But as a majority, hey, it's a time to be born. And it's a time that the Most High God's going to take you up off this planet. But reading on, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Because even when we plant certain things, it's a season and a time for those things. Because you can't plant watermelons in a certain time of the year. Once you pluck them things up, hey, you gotta wait till the next year or the next couple of years, like 4 years if I'm mistaken, or whatever the case may be. Because you know how the earth operates, man. It needs its rest just like how we need our rest, man. Our praise to the Most High God for giving us our Sabbath again. Seeing us worthy to be in. But a time to kill and a time to heal. So right now, we know that it ain't that time to kill off the heathen. Because if that was the time, then we'll be back in our kingdom. And then it says a time to heal. So even after we did all that, it's a time to heal from those things, man. Because it's like we understand that it is killing going on right now, even amongst our people or, amongst nation against nation on those aspects. But it's also going to be a time to heal, going into the kingdom because we ain't going to have to worry about, knocking nobody off their boots or at their boots, man, because, hey, the Most High God going to have it all in order. But a time to break down and a time to build up. So just like with this class, hey, if it hits you, it hits you. It may break you down. But at the same time, best believe it's going to build you back up and make you want to fight harder for the Most High God. Because that's what we in this truth for, right? Not to just be seen of man, not to just have glorious garments, not to just be out there hooping and hollering at, Israel, that's not in the truth or whatever the case may be. I mean, because it's more to it. Because we got to be applying those things. And we got to also, show compassion, just like had the Most High God show compassion to us when we first got into the truth. But reading on, a time to weep and a time to laugh. So, of course, whenever you, in certain aspects, when your loved ones pass away or like if you're in some type of pain, that's a time to weep. But then, or like even just when everything it just feels like it's too much and it's all crashing down on you at once. Hey, go ahead and wet that pillow up a little bit because in the morning, hey, it's gonna be all right, man. And then it says the time to laugh. Hey, because even though like this captivity is hell on us, hey, we still gotta catch a laugh in the midst of it, man. We gotta be cheerful of these things. But reading on, a time to mourn and a time to dance. So it's a time to be sad, but you can't be sad every single day of the year, 360 days out of the year. You can't be be dealing in that spirit because then that'll make brothers and sisters not want to, deal with you. Because you like, well, you had that woe is me spirit. And I'm like, man, hey, it's not that season or that time. And like it has said, in a time to dance. Y'all know me, I don't really dance like that, but hey, whenever I do, I mean, that's that time. That's why I'll probably get on whenever we do the Soul Train line or whatever the case may be. I do a little bit, but not too much. But verse 5, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. Because, back then, in certain aspects, like say if a brother or sister was caught in, in a homosexual act, or if one of them was committing adultery, 2 or 3 witnesses, those people was being stoned. But then you have the aspects where, hey, it's a time not to stone somebody. That's why even with Christ, he said, he that is without sin, hey, cast the first stone. In that season, hey, that sister didn't get stoned because all them brothers was, being hypocrites on it. And they all left out. as Christ went ahead and went back down and started drawing in the sand like he was doing before they had walked in there. But reading on, it says a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, because we got to embrace like the times that Lord, let us, chill out, or like just embracing this truth or whatever the case may be. But there is a time where we gotta, stop embracing, like, okay, with the chilling out. When we know it's time to get to work, hey, we gotta get to work, man. Like we know at Tabernacle, we get to working, we get to doing the work and all that right then and there. So then we'll have time to embrace once Tabernacle settle in, and like all the cooking is done, all the cleaning is done, and so on and so forth. Just an example on that. Then verse 6, a time to get and a time to lose. So we all know that we experience this on a day-to-day basis, because hey, it's a time to get, like even yesterday, last night, I got paid my little check. And I know some brothers and sisters got paid today, some brothers on different days. And then hey, it just so happened a Haggai 1:6 moment happened. And then hey, it's a time to lose that thing, man, because as soon as you get it, hey, you're gonna lose it, man. But that's just how the Most High God got it. Because let's go ahead and get that real quick, because that's even a time of season type of situation. But at the end of the day, we always know that the Most High God is gonna provide for us. This is the book of Haggai, chapter 1, verse 6. You have sown much and bring in little. So, we work all these 9 to 5 jobs, or, these 12 hours, 15 hours, or like even like with us, some brothers and sisters have like a vineyard, when they be planting their fruits and vegetables and stuff. Hey, we sow much and bring in little. So it just so happened that, hey, whenever we work these 15-hour shifts, 12-hour shifts, or whatever the case may be, it don't amount to nothing, man. Because, hey, like how captains always be bringing out, they take out the money before you even, they take out that tax before you even see your check, man. And that's a damn shame, because you work hard in the mud for that money, and they already taken out of it. But then when we keep reading, it says you eat, but you have not enough. So we know how that go. We have I'm talking about to the point where we be having scraps sometimes, where we have like some rice, some beans, some ground beef, some noodles, some sandwich meat, some beef bologna, or whatever the case may be. The little scraps that we're giving, because we always make something out of it. Some peanut butter and jelly. But we are used to those things, but they actually stick to your ribs though. But at the same time, you be hungry in the next 30 minutes to an hour. But then reading on, it says ye drink, but ye are not filled with drink. So even with your drinking, whether it's water, soda, or hey, even your strong drink, hey, you have the drink, but hey, you still be thirsty at the thing, man. Or you be mad in the mud whenever somebody drink the last little bit of Minute Maid that you have in the ice box, and you were saving for it all day or all damn week. Then as soon as you get home from your job, that mud gone because your child had drunk it, or your wife had drunk it, or your husband had drunk it, or whatever the case may be, man. Or like even jumping back up to the food that we have. Hey, Pops be mad whenever you eat the last piece of chicken, man. Because while you at school, or if you probably not in school, or whatever the case may be, he be working all those hours, and he be ready for that piece of chicken, man. But then hey, it be gone. And he be pissed off about it. But at the end of the day, he'll get over. But reading on. But ye are not filled with drink. You clothe you, but there is none warm. So even when it says he clothed you, but you're not warm, we know how we do. As Israel, we give handy downs, man. Talking about you have a shirt that's been passed from generation to generation, literally. So you see your cousin wearing a shirt, and then next thing you know, you will have that shirt. And then who's to say that your son or your daughter had that same self shirt? You be like, I done seen that shirt before. And then it clicks. You're like, damn, man, I just seen my cousin with that mud, then he gave it to me, and so on and so forth. But the muds be shrinking and get all dingy and stuff and have holes in them. But hey, you got to do it, man. And then here's the kicker. And he that earned wages to put it into a bag with hoes. So like how we just saying, and like in Ecclesiastes chapter 3, hey, a time to gain and a time to lose. Hey, when it comes down to that having hoes in your pocket, man, or like a bag that's filled with hoes, hey, like you said, they take your check, well, take the taxes out your check, then what? Your rent's due. Your if it ain't all bills paid, your water's due, what your electricity is due. Then you got your phone bill going on. Then you got to pay your car note if you have a note on the car, and so on and so forth, man. And then, hey, sometimes if they got your information, and you know they do, hey, because they try to say that it's safe if you lock your card. Some way or somehow, they'll take it and try to pay their own electric bill or phone bill, whatever the case may be, man. So you have to transfer that mud over to somewhere else, man. So in this kingdom, it's no winning in it, man. Not until Christ come back and fulfill the things that his father told him, had him told him to do. And then once we get into our kingdom, hey, we ain't got to worry about in this kingdom or Esau's kingdom, man, where moth and rust do corrupt. Because we ain't gonna have to worry about no stealing or worrying about where our next meal is gonna come from, man. But like you said, that's that time right now. We gotta endure this captivity. But then when that time comes, hey, that'll be the time to shine and have that eternal life. But going back to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and verse 5 again. A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones. What Shalaki, verse 6. A time to get and a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away. So just like how we talk about how we have old, what is it, like a TV or old phone, old laptop. It's a time to keep those things, and it's a time to cast them away, man. Give them to somebody else or throw them in the trash when they ain't know the good no more. We don't know a time to rend and a time to sow. Then it says a time to keep silence and a time to speak. That's something else all people have to learn to do. That's a big one. A time to speak and a time to shut your mouth, man. Verse 8, a time to love and a time to hate. Now, when we look at Christianity or the world in general, they always think that, well, the Most High God loves everybody, so forget what you talking about. But then at the same time, it's like we skip over this thing. We know they're being on programs at them Christianity churches. They always go to Ecclesiastes chapter 3 and they even read it, but they just, read right over it, man. It's like the Lord said, hey, it's a time to love and it's a time to hate. Right now, you're supposed to be loving our brothers. Now, as for Esau, it's a time to hate. And even when we in the kingdom, we still gonna hate the bastard, man. And he gonna serve us and do all what the Lord promised us, man. And then reading on. A time of war and a time of peace. And we know that we at the brink of World War III, man. We see how these planes is dropping out in the sky. Hey, we see how Donald Trump is, doing all the crazy stuff that he's doing, and we see Putin over there waiting to see what Donald Trump gonna do. Then we see, the Chinese, what's the dude named Moabite, John Kim. Y'all know what I'm talking about. The president or the leader over there. He, is waiting to see what America's finna do or Donald Trump is finna do, man. Because all the Most High guys, ramping things up at an all-time high, man. That's why you see like little bombings going on here, then little shootings going on there. So I'm like, hey, the Most High God, he just continue to, putting these nations at odds with each other, man. Because it's for our reproach, man. It's for our, our time to shine, or whatever the case may be, man. He got our best interest. But reading on, in the time of peace. So we already know that's going into the kingdom. Verse 9, what profit had he that worked and that wherein he labored? So even when it comes down to that, it says, what profit had he that worked and that wherein he had labored? Because we know, like how we saying in the Haggai 1:6, or even in his truth, like what profit do you get from it, man? Are you actually, doing it in vain, or you doing it like wholeheartedly? Or like even with these jobs, when you working these things, is your work in vain, or are you doing it, just to get the bills paid, or man don't work, a man don't eat type of situation. But Let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 5 and verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. So I'm going to read that again. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools. So when you working circumspectly, we know the word is circumspect, or like, or even like how they use the word circumcised. Hey, we know it's just to cut off something, or like, to be apart from something. It says, and not as fools. So we gotta cut ties with fools, man. Yeah, we'll teach them and we'll let them know that they Israelites, but as far as just going back and forth with them, just beating a dead horse or not applying what Titus 3 and 10, hey, we got to start, meditating on those things and be like, well, that seed has been planted. The Most High God can only give that increase, man. But then it says, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. And sure enough, we know these days are evil. Because hey, we see at an all-time high that a lot of our people are starting to get, pulled out the truth, or dibbling, dabbling to different doctrines. Doctrines changing every few months or every month or every week. I'm like, hey, Most High God said these times is getting evil, so we got to redeem this time, man. And we got to really just circumspect and watch these things, man. But what's that? Let's go to the next precept. Let's get Psalms chapter 121 and verse 7. This is the book of Psalms, chapter 121 and verse 7. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Because that's like how we say that's the only one that can just sit there and get us out of these evil times, man. That's why he's speeding up the time, man. Because back then, time used to go by slow in the mud. But now it's like, hey, we back at another Sabbath. And it feel like last Sabbath was just yesterday, man. Most I got, hey, I'll praise for that, man, because he's speeding up the time so we can get up out of here, man. Hey, because I know we still just got to make sure and observe that time, make sure that, hey, our stuff is in order. Because even like at the time, even like how the title say, being on time will save thee. If you being on time and up to par with the works the Most High God requires of us, hey, we ain't gonna have to worry about about if we make it or not, man. Like, because if you doing everything according to the Most High God, then hey, you have nothing to worry about, man. Because he said that the law is not made for a righteous man; it's made, for sinners. Roughly paraphrasing. See what they talking about. All praise Sister Mary Houston. Shalom, Sister Genesis. Shalom, Boss and Nub. Shalom, Brother Moses. Shalom, Shamik Williams. Shalom, all y'all. But let me read that again. Verse 7 from the top. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth and even forevermore. Because that's a wonderful thing. The Most High God said he's going to preserve your soul, man. If you do the things that I say, I'm going to preserve you. You ain't going to have to worry about no nuke dropping on your head, because you're gonna be beamed up into them what they call them UFOs, the chariots of the Most High God. That is, man. And they wonder why they can't never catch them. I'm like, these angels, man. They what's the word? They celestial beings, man, and we terrestrial, man. Even including Esau. They try to be like the Most High God, but you can never be like them, man. But let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 16. Yeah, they may be wiser than Daniel, but they still won't amount to what the Most High God got going on. Like I know I keep going to these planes that's falling out the sky, but hey, the Lord did say they shall build, but I'm gonna do what? I'm gonna throw down, man. Because hey, it's like the Most High God, he getting tired of y'all, playing with him. But let's go ahead and get that. Let's get Hebrews chapter 4, verse 16. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace, that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. I'm gonna read that again. Let us therefore come boldly unto the throne of grace. Because the Most High God, he did, send his son to give us grace. Because we understand that we did have grace to a certain extent in the Old Testament, but it ain't as graceful as it is now, because it's some sins, like I was saying at the beginning of the class, that you couldn't atone for, or like offer a sacrifice for. But now you can repent from all these things, man, as an Israelite, not as just a regular nigga or any other nation, man. Got to repent as an Israelite, man. Can't repent as a damn tree either, man. But reading again. Well, it says that we may obtain mercy and find grace to help in time of need. Because hey, in these troublous times or these perilous times, we do need the Lord, man. Hey, we just need that grace, man. Because the Most High God, he understand that hey, we still got this flesh upon us, man. We understand the just man fallen 7 times, and we're gonna rise up again and try it again, man. But it just be certain aspects, hey, we do fall, fall short of it, man. As our Christian pastors and counterparts say, man. But hey, they don't do nothing about it. We get up and keep fighting. But let's go ahead and go to Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. It's the book of Galatians chapter 6 and verse 9. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Read that again. And let us not be weary in well doing. So being on time, that shouldn't be weariness. Angels are untouchable, faster than hey, Sister Mary Houston, hey, they is. I'm talking about hey, faster than any thought that you can even think of. But no, for real though. But it says, let us not be weary in well doing. So I'm like, when we talk about being on time, that's not something to be weary about. Because if you the first one there, hey, when say hypothetically speaking, if the world ended today and the feast it was a feast day or like a Sabbath tomorrow, and Christ told us, hey, be there at 11:30 sharp. Who gonna try to be there at 11:31 or a second after 11:30 or whatever the case may be, man? Hey, otherwise, hey, you'll be left behind. Or Christ gonna off with your head, man. So if we already, because they say you play how you practice, man, or you practice how you play, or which way I'm saying. But anyways, hey, if we get this thing under control right now, we ain't gonna have to worry about it when Christ actually come back, man, because we're gonna be well, equipped and well knowledgeable that hey, if I be late this one time, I know that's it for me. And that's a terrible feeling, man. That just, you to be in the wilderness with Christ, and then you get killed off because you was late. Hey, man, that's something to think about. But it says, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Because in that due season, hey, we always on time, and of course, with the exception of things that come up, and hey, we'll be all right, man. Because in that due season, we're gonna reap what we sow. If we faint not, that is. Because if you faint, then hey, that's it for you too. Verse 10. As we have therefore opportunity, let us do good unto all men, especially unto them who are of the household of faith. So when it say do good unto all men, we know that that can coincide with that Romans 12 and 16, man. Being peaceful among all men. Because we can't just go out there starting anything with Esau or any of these other nations, man. Now we do have a right to defend ourselves. That's the difference, man. If somebody hit us, we have opportunity to hit them back. you know, if it is possible, as much as lied in you, that is. Because, you know, every time it's not going to be possible, man. Because, you know, that turning the other cheek, yeah, in certain aspects, if somebody just, you know, talking, I mean, that's that. But if they start putting their hands on you, where you have to fend for your life, that's something different. Because, like, and you know, we still have to work on it, because I know something I have to work on is like somebody spitting on me. I can't deal with that one. Somebody spit with me, hey, go AWOL or ape. You know how our terminology go, man. But when you look at Christ, though, he set that example, because they was spitting on him and, you know, doing all manner of wickedness to him. And he took that thing. He took it for his nation. So, you know, that's something we really just have to work on. But, you know, time is season for everything. Right now, I know that's something I still have to work on in this due season, or in this due time right now. But in the future, hey, the Most High God may, you know, build my spirit up to not even worry about it. But hey, whatever the Most High God requires of me. But it says, especially to them who are of the household of faith. And we know Israel is the only one that have faith in the Most High God. Because if you have faith, that means you have works behind that thing. And what are those works? That's the law, statutes, and commandments, plain and simple. But next precept, we're gonna get Revelation chapter 3 and verse 3. God, all praises, Shemak or Shemik. I don't want to put your name, but I mean, all praise, man. That wasn't nothing but the Most High God, you know, leading, guiding you in a direction of where the Most High God wants you. Because we know that the man's ways is the Most High God's doings, roughly paraphrasing. So where the Most High God wants you to go, hey, that's what He gonna do, man. It's the goings of the Lord's. But let's go ahead and get the next precept. Let's get Revelation chapter 3 and verse 3. Well, I said it backward. Man's goings is the way of the Lord. There it is. But this book of Revelation, chapter 3 and verse 3. Remember, therefore, how thou hast received and heard, and hold fast and repent. If therefore thou shalt not watch, I will come on thee as a thief, and thou shalt not know what hour I will come upon thee. Because if you being on time, or you, like, you know, you're aware of time, then that obviously means you watching, man. You watching for something. Because that's the whole you know, thing that we supposed to be doing anyway, man, is watching, man. Because at any given hour, Christ could come back, man. He could crack that sky, man. We don't know. We understand that there is prophecies that have to be fulfilled, but there's also, like, you got, like how we was bringing out about a month or two ago in one of our classes, me and Soldier Donovan. We talking about that's wicked as hell. If a brother has that mindset to where he be like, well, this prophecy has to be fulfilled, this prophecy has to be fulfilled, and this one has to be fulfilled. So I still have enough time to go, you know, freak off in the night, or have enough time to go smoke another blunt, or whatever the case may be, man. But hey, when it says that he could come, he's gonna come like a thief in the night. Hey, he ain't even gotta come right then and there. The Most High God could may well kill you, man. He can send his death angel, you know, down here and get you gold, man. Just because you playing with him, so you won't even be able to see the time when Christ come back. Because hey, whenever Christ come back, you know, he gonna be dealing with these heathen. But then we do know that the people that died in vain, or people that died that wasn't in his truth, they're gonna have to be rose right back up, just to be cast in a lake of fire, which is the second death. So hey, man, deal with that how you will, man. But that's just the truth, man. But next precept, let's get Luke chapter 12 verse 40. I don't know why I was finna say Luca. I mean, I know that if y'all watch basketball, y'all know what I'm talking about. Damn, Edomite got traded to the Lakers. But now we ain't talking about Luke. We talking about, one of our forefathers or prophets, Luke. But this is the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 40. Ye fools, did not he that made thee, or made that which is without, make that which is within also? Is that what I want? Oh, Shalaki, that was verse 11, chapter 11. It's the book of Luke, chapter 12 and verse 40. Shalaki, y'all. It says, be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Man cometh at an hour when ye think not. So hey, and we know that's Christ speaking on his behalf. Like, he don't know when he's coming back either, but his father does. So hey, when his father tell him, hey, go ahead and go down there, my son, he gonna leap down from heaven, man. Just like how they got in these superhero movies, like how they be leaping down from space or whatever the case may be. He come all the way from the third heaven and leaping down here, man. So hey, he got one up on you, man. But let's go. We go to the next precept. Let's get Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6. Because whenever our people have that time being on or have that mindset of being on CP time or nigga time as we call it, we know that it's a spirit that's causing them to do so, man. And we gonna read up on that thing, man. This is the book of Proverbs, chapter 6, verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways and be wise. So the Lord told us to consider the ant. So I don't know if y'all ever just watched Discovery Channel or Animal Planet, or here even like if you accidentally stepped on the ant path, or if you like close by, in a safe position. If you look at an ant's colony, the ants don't never stop working, man. I'm talking about they do everything in unison. Ain't nobody fighting each other. Ain't nobody bumping into each other. Hey, they going around. Hey, they if they gotta get across like a little bridge or like a little pond of water, whatever the case may be, they gonna stack on top of each other and like build a bridge, man. So it's like that song, work don't stop, man. That's why the Lord said consider the ant, because I know we was joking around about it and at Capt 101 yesterday, because we were doing a little moving around and stuff, moving stuff to one room to the other, and we formed a line, and that mud was so much easier compared to one brother trying to do it all by himself, man. That's why the Lord said two is better than one. But nevertheless, hey, just think about it. Even something on the scale of like feast days, for an example. If we have, because I know it's me, Soldier Ezra, and Soldier Renard, we be on the grid, and Soldier Jose at times too. Then Soldier Donovan, when he get there, and us three brothers, we try to do as much as we possibly can, and we get a whole lot more done versus when it's probably just one of us that there. But then if you think about it, the more brothers, hey, the more quicker these things can be done, man. Especially if you ain't, like we said, if you ain't got nothing going on. Again, we understand things come up, but you know how that go. So when things when brothers is on one accord with that thing, and we have more brothers out there, and barbecuing and getting all that done, we had time to chill out. Because I know brothers be wanting me and Ezra and Renard to chill out with them, you know, listen to music, singing, rapping, freestyling, whatever case may be with them. But hey, we can't do nothing until the work is done, man. So that's all that is, man. Or even like with Sabbath, for an example, before we even captains get up there to start their class, got to make sure that what the batteries are changed out the microphones, what the AC going if it's working at the time, or the heat going. Um, you know, what else? The speaker is good, the computer set up. With the more brothers we have, again, hey, that thing's gonna be all right, man. It's gonna go smooth, go down smooth and peacefully, as my brother Donovan be saying, man. Hey, So it's just some. So we just gotta instill on in our mind. Now, brother, a bond. Nah, we ain't gotta. That's why I said that Romans 12 and verse 16. Cause let me get that real quick, since I know we spoke on it. This is the book of Romans, chapter 12 and verse 16. No, verse 18, Shalaki. If it be possible, as much as lieth in you, live peaceably among all men. Dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath. For it is written, vengeance is mine, I will repay, said the Lord. So even when it comes down to that, like I said, you have a right to defend yourself. But if the Lord always make a way to escape those things too, man. So depending on the situation, hey, you can, defend yourself, or you could tell them get back, or probably even something as small as what I had did, like with the little Edomite woman. I was trying everything in my power, not to touch the lady. But hey, she dug in the stuff and then she touched me. So I gave a little 2-finger discount, little flick of the wrist, man. That was it, man. Because hey, Lord knows I could have smacked her to the ground and you know broke a jaw or anything, man. But hey, because most I got, restrained me from from hurting the lady. Just basically a warning shot to hey, get away from me. That's just what that is, man. Hey man, that's just what that is, man. So just count the cost on all on the situation that's at hand. That's all I leave at that, man. Hey man. And then hey, that's the same lady that had came back down there. And this time the most I got, he looked out for me. Because I ain't the one that had to lay hands on her. I didn't have to lay hands on her. Most I God sent the spirit on one of the sisters that was out there, and she wound up handling her, knocked her to the ground about 4 or 5 times, man. Meanwhile, the police they had 2 SUVs down there, and then he had about 8 of them down there, and they even looked back and they seen like the commotion that was going on, but they didn't do nothing. Hey, the Most High God, he had his hand in that thing, man, just like how he always does. So that's why when he said, vengeance is mine, said the Lord, hey, in certain aspects, the Lord, he going to look out for you. You ain't going to have to lift up a finger, especially when he know that you trying and they really trying to provoke us, to, hit them, man. Even with a life or death situation, that's also the same thing. If you have a firearm or whatever the case may be, you have a right to defend yourself. We don't promote violence, but you have a right to defend yourself. We're gonna leave it at that. But going back to Proverbs chapter 6 and verse 6 again. It's the book of Proverbs, chapter 6 and verse 6. Go to the ant, thou sluggard, consider her ways, and be not wise, which have no God, overseer, or ruler. And so, hey, we know, like I said, we know how the ants roll. Yeah, they have a queen, but the queen ain't overseeing them because she be in the deepest part of the ant colony. Hey, she be laying the eggs and stuff, man. So they ain't got no God. Of course, most high God that is, but it says, which have no God, overseer or ruler. So hey, even with the old overseer and the rulers, they ain't out there, giving orders, telling them to do this, that, and the third. They are programmed to automatically know what they got to do or what's required of them. Just like with any other animal, they know what's required of them. That's why I like how we say on Animal Planet, when you be seeing like a crocodile, for an example, then you see that little bird that be on top of his head. Yeah, they all have like some type of you know, requirement of them. You know, the crocodile, he be down there, you know, chilling. The bird be on top of his head, eating the bugs up off of him. That's why, like, you see stuff like that, them getting along because they be doing a favor for favor. You getting the bugs off of me that's being a parasite to me, and I'm feeding you in return because they are attracted to my scent type of situation. But reading on, provided her meat in the summer and gathered her food in the harvest. So we know how, like, even like how we go to hibernation or like gathering the food that we all need, you know, for that period of time. The ants do that. Verse 9: How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? So the Lord is asking the question. He said, how long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? Because we understand that, hey, our people be tired, you know, from this captivity and stuff. But hey, don't try to keep on forcing that thing, man. Because when there's work to be done, hey, off your ass and on your feet. You ain't got time to sleep, man. But you know, Creed Daddy said something else. But hey, we can't be doing those things, man. When we know the Lord's work needs to be done. Because when it comes down to Esau and any of these other nations' jobs, and we always on time for those things. So why not be on time for the Most High God, man? That's the whole matter of this class. Even like when we be going down the count, whenever brothers get done eating, hey, come on, hey, let's get it. Because you know, if you looking at the time and you see how long class be going, and then you see how long it take to break communion, then not saying brothers and sisters can't fellowship, or brothers should I say, you have time to eat, but then hey, when it gets like to that 4 o'clock mark, hey man, it's time to get up and rolling, man. And, you know, help the sisters out with whatever they need help with, you know, as far as taking out the trash, cleaning up the table back there, and so on and so forth, man. Because then once that 4:30 to 4:45 minute mark, we should already be heading out there, if not before. But reading on. How long wilt thou sleep, O sluggard? When wilt thou arise out of thy sleep? Because you ain't got to be physically sleep in order to be sleep, man. Because there's a such thing as being spiritually, I guess spiritually asleep, so to speak, man. Because hey, we know a lot of our people, they spiritually sleep, man. They don't understand what the word spiritual means, or they don't know that they Israelites and what the Lord requires of them and what the law, statutes, commandments is. Or if they do know them, they ain't applying those things. So it's like how we say they spiritually dead, they spiritually sleep, man. But reading on, yet a little sleep, a little slumber, a little folding of the hands to sleep. So you know, this is going into, you can go to a physical aspect or a spiritual aspect. Hey, you know, a little sleep, a little slumber, hey, that's cool, man. Hey, you take your little nap, because you got to think about it. Our bodies, they program to a certain sleep schedule on certain aspects, depending on what time you go to work, from the time you get to the house, whatever period of the time of the day you work. Whenever, say, if your regular sleeping schedule is at 10 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, and you got to get up at like 4 or 6 o'clock in the morning. Hey, if you go to sleep at that regular time and you do it on a constant basis, your body's gonna be like well rested. Versus if you go to sleep at 6 o'clock at night all the way till 4 o'clock in the morning or 6 o'clock in the morning, you be tired in the mud because your body's not programmed and not used to you getting that much sleep. That's why I said a little sleep and a little slumber, hey, is good for you, man. You'll be more productive. But that's it on that one. Let's go ahead and go to the next precept. Let's get Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 15. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 15. Slothfulness cast it into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. Read that again. Slothfulness, because we know slothfulness and sluggard is the same thing. Cast it into a deep sleep, and an idle soul shall suffer hunger. So we know this is going into like a spiritual aspect of it, because when you in that deep sleep, hey, that soul is idle, and you're gonna suffer hunger. Talking about like with the Bible being a roll, or even the milk of the Bible, or the meat of the Bible. Like all these things, hey, if you have like an idle mind, hey, you ain't gonna understand these things, man, because you sleep spiritually, man. So that's the only way you're gonna be able to get that understanding is if hey, you being vigilant, man. That's why the Lord always said, watch and pray, man, on the physical aspect and most importantly on the spiritual aspect, because we know the evil that's at hand. Ecclesiastes chapter 10 and verse 18. We go there. And I said the class wasn't gonna be long, but hey, like it's on a regular scheduled program, huh? I mean, I'll praise to the Most High God. This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 10 and verse 18. By much slothfulness, the building decayed. Hey, I'm gonna read that again. By much slothfulness, the building decayed. So we know this goes into a spiritual or physical aspect of it. Because spiritually, we know that our bodies is the temple. And when you don't take care of your temple, we know what happens, man. Whether you, like say, if you smoking cigarettes or eating unclean foods, slowly but surely your body's gonna break down. Then you're gonna have like what gout, diabetes, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and all manner of diseases, man. What probably even catch hemorrhoids because you eating the foul beast. And then whenever you look on at the actual building, the building that we congregated, hey, if you ain't sweeping or mopping or making sure the trash is being taken out, we know that building can decay too. Because then we start, and not saying all the time, but in certain cases, because roaches, they don't give a damn. Yeah, they'll come whenever they feel like it. Your house could be clean in the mud. A roach gonna find its way up in there, man. But that's just what it is. Hey, the Lord said that we're gonna have pestilence and all type of manner of things happening to us due to these curses. That's why we are known for having these type of things. But in most cases, it be what having the roaches, laying eggs everywhere, getting into your food. Then we have those little rodents, like Mickey Mouse and Jerry and all them. Then, hey, in some cases, what you can even to the point where if you ain't checking your own individual house, you can go to the school and bring some other little critters like bed bugs. Hypothetically speaking, not saying that we do not have that, but uh, like bed bugs or something, man. So that's why we always got to make sure that we taking care of those things, man. But let's keep reading. Verse 18 from the top. By much slothfulness, the building decayed, and through idleness of the hands, the house dropped through. And that's a true statement, man, because like I say, an idle mind is the devil's workshop. Because hey, if you ain't doing nothing, just think about it. Even on the aspect of you not reading, praying, fasting, or even like giving alms, or like being around your godly men, or being around your family, or whatever the case may be. Your godly family or your truth family. An idle mind, it can get to you, and then all of a sudden, you over there watching things you ain't supposed to watch, uh, having the urge to smoke a blunt, having the urge to drink a drink to get drunk, having the urge to do any type of sin, man, because the devil's always working. That's just his job, man. His job is to deceive us. So that's just what that is. But if you always have that idle mind, or have your mindset on the Lord and doing everything that he said that he wants you to do. Hey, you ain't got to worry about that, man. If you always being busy, whether if you at work or if you, like you said, at the school, doing anything that the Most High God, wants you to do, you'll be all right. But next precept is Proverbs chapter 13, verse 4. It's the book of Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 4. Yeah. The soul of the sluggard desired and had nothing, but the soul of the diligent shall be made fat. Read that again. The soul of the sluggard desired and had nothing. So that's even, you can go as far as say that could be like covetous, man. Because a sluggard, like he ain't finna put no work in. He ain't finna put no brick in. But then he still desires what that man that's actually putting his brick in, as being diligent. He wants everything that he has, man. But I'm like, hey, the Most High God say you're gonna reap what you sow. If you don't put nothing in, by default, you're not gonna get nothing out of it, man. Now, if you are putting your brick in and you doing what's required of thee, you're gonna get the greatness of it, man. You're gonna get the fat of this Bible, going to the understanding of it. Or like even something as small as like I guess you say materialistic things in certain aspects, man. Like if the Lord bless you with a car to get to Sabbath class, to get to work, to pick a brother up for Sabbath class, to pick him up for Camp 101. Hey, the Most High God, he gonna bless those who honor him and do as required. But next precept, Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 24. Going back to verse 9 or chapter 19. This is the book of Proverbs chapter 19 and verse 24. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. Hey, man. Verse 24 from the top. A slothful man hideth his hand in his bosom and will not so much as bring it to his mouth again. So that means, hey, brother be so damn lazy where he don't even want to, wash his ass. Got to be frank about it, or be what's the word I'm looking for? Be I guess you say translucent. It's another word. Be blunt about it. That's the word. Hey, some brothers or sisters too. They be so lazy to the point where they don't even want to, do that, man. And they stick their hand in they bosom. They won't dare stick it to their mouth, bring it up to their mouth again, because like, yeah, you stink. Get up and clean yourself off. Or in the spiritual aspect, being baptized, man, or drinking this living water. Hey, man, get up. Right now you stink, man. You need to go to the get baptized in his word, that is, man. And like build up your spirit. Because right now your spirit stink. So that's just something to think about. But next precept, 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. But even like I said in the previous precept, that building the cave. So if you ain't feeding your spirit and feeding your spirit the right things, or properly nourishing it, if that's the word, then hey, that spirit will fold in too, man, and it'll decay, and hey, it'll stink. Instead of sweet savor, that should be stink. But 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 8. You find 1 Peter. We ain't read the precept in a while, so This is the book of Proverbs chapter 5 and verse 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So reading again, be sober. Gotta be physically sober, spiritually sober, man. Cause hey, if you ain't being sober, if you been drinking in all manners of wines and strong drink, you're gonna be tossed to and fro. Physically, if you drinking all manners of wine and getting drunk, you're gonna be tossed to and fro. Hey, you gonna be doing your own little tossing and to and fro and bumping your head and stuff, man. Stumbling over stuff. Be vigilant. Being vigilant means, hey, be aware. Drop everything, come quick. Craig's in trouble, man. Be on high alert. Or like how we said when we be at camp, when we see a lunatic going around, eyes up, or charging at us. Because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walking about, seeking whom he may devour. So we know, of course, we got the Satan, we got the spiritual being Satan that's always, on his job. Then we have the devil, which is Esau, or the so-called white man. They always out seeking whom they may devour, man. So it's like, hey, if you watching the thing, you being on time about it, and you time it right, you'll be all right. That's a shirt. Time it right, you'll be all right. Next precept, we're gonna get Matthew chapter 24, verse 20, verse chapter 24 and verse 38. We almost out of here. It's the second to last precept. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, and verse 38. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying, and giving in marriage until the days that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came, and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. It says, then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. So even jumping back up to verse 38, because we know this is an example or a storyline of what happened when they wasn't on time, they wasn't being vigilant or being aware, mocking at Noah because everything that he was telling them. He warned, but did they take heed to it? Did they take heed to what time or season it was? No, they didn't. So that's why in verse 39 it says they was all took away because they were too busy thinking about too busy eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage. And then verse 30, jumping down to 39, and knew not until the flood came. They didn't, it's like they was warned about it, but then they with as far as their spirit and stuff, hey, it wasn't aware of it until it finally happened. Until Noah had like a I told you so moment. But hey, that's how how our people is gonna be. Right? We be trying to fight tooth and nail to tell our people that they Israelites and they need to repent. But then it's always a F you nigga, you ain't nothing, you ain't better than me. Or man, I ain't trying to hear that. Or y'all coat. Y'all hate the white man, y'all hate y'all fellow brethren, and so on and so forth. So they be scoffing or considering that they ain't doing evil, man. But that whole time, that's exactly what you're doing. But then when Christ come back and crack that sky, them gonna be the same people be like, Lord, I didn't know. You did know. You just didn't take heed to it because you were still so caught up in your mind and the things that you needed, that you wanted to do, things that you basically fulfilling the flesh of the wickedness that you was doing. Hey, you lost that opportunity. But verse 39, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. So, hey, when the Son of Man, come, it's gonna be the same situation. Except it's not gonna be water this time. It's gonna be fire. It says, then shall two be in the field, the one shall be taken, and the other left. So one brother's gonna or sister gonna be beamed up into the chariot. The other one's gonna be left. Two women shall be grinding at the mill. The one shall be taken, and the other left. So say if you at your job, one of the sisters they gonna be beamed up in the chariot. Meanwhile, you got old girl that was scoffing at you or talking about you, talking about you got these long granny dresses on. Hey, she gonna be down there still. Like, dang, where she go? Disappear out of nowhere. Then verse 42. Watch therefore, for ye know not what hour your Lord doeth come. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known which Shalaki. But know this, that if the good man of the house had known in what watch the thief would have come, he would have watched and would not have suffered his house to be broken up. So it's going into like a parable. If or like even you could say a real life example. If a man owned a house or like he in his house, chilling out, and he knew the exact hour the thief is supposed to be coming, say the thief's supposed to come at 10 o'clock p.m. at night, and he knew that exact time, he gonna be right behind the door with a shotgun or a knife or anything, being prepared for that thing. But when it comes down to us, since we don't know what hour he coming, hey man, that's why you got to get ready and be on time right now at this exact moment. So you ain't got to worry about you know being what's the word I'm looking for? Being caught off guard. For lack of better words, being caught off guard, because hey, if you caught off guard, that's it for you, man. So you would rather stick behind that door that whole time until Christ come back versus trying to do it at 9:59 p.m. or right at 10. But read it on. Verse 44. Therefore, be ye also ready, for in such an hour as ye think not the Son of Man cometh. Who then is a faithful and wise servant, whom his Lord had made ruler over his household to give them meat in due season. That's it. That's all I wanted on that. But last precept, Genesis chapter 6 and verse 4. I know this is a good storyline, precept, example that we always go to it every now and then. A good old forefather Noah. This is the book of Genesis chapter 6 and verse 4. There were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men, and they bare children to them. The same became mighty men, which were of old men of renown. So let's jump back up, because when it says giants, we know it's not talking about no Jack and the Beanstalk type of giant. And we know it ain't talking about like no Enoch type of giant, man. Because how the book of Enoch can talk about giants and stuff. Giants slept with men and all manner of wickedness, man. I mean, that's not according to the Bible. So let's get something on that giant. Let's get Numbers chapter 13 and verse 33, man. If y'all ain't already have it. To prove that that it's talking about a man of stature or a man of like a man of like position or what's the other word? Start with R. Reputation. This is the book of Numbers chapter 13 and verse 33. And there we saw the giants, the son of Anak, which come of the giants, and we were in our own sight as grasshoppers, and so we were in their sight. So even with this, it's going into like men, stature in that aspect. So let me get Deuteronomy chapter 1 verse 28 too. So that goes into the man of stature part of it. This is the book of Numbers chapter 1 and verse 28. Because it's another precept for that. Whither shall we go up? Our brethren have discouraged our heart, saying, the people is greater and taller than we. See, that's the context of it. The cities are great and walled up to heaven. And moreover, we have seen the sons of the Anakims there. Then I said unto you, dread not, neither be afraid of them. The Lord your God, which goeth before you, he shall fight for you according to all that he did for you in Egypt before your eyes. So even on that aspect of it, because like I said, Harris, when it says that it's man of statues or men of great reputation, we know that Pharaoh, for an example, we know he was a Hamite, and we know Hamites are tall, but he also had a great reputation, man. So he'll be considered a giant, man. Or like even like how we look at what the team called New York Giants, the football team, when they was good, we know they weren't literal giants, but they was of a great reputation because they were winning, man. And they stuck with that name. But going back, verse Genesis chapter 6 and verse 5. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. Well, hold up, go back to verse 4. Uh, there were giants in the earth in those days, and also after that, when the sons of God came in unto the daughters of men. So even with that, we can't get that biscuit Scrooge either. The sons of God, according to Hosea 1 and 10 and a plethora of other precepts, we know that's going into the Israelites. And then it says the daughters of men. So you know how the Lord, he made a distinct difference between it. He said, sons of God, daughters of men. So we know that's automatically going into the other nations, because even when you read on, it's going to explain itself. And they bear children to them. So you know they interracial marriage. They started bearing children with them. The same became mighty men, which were of old, men of renown. And God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth. So he's showing you that, hey, that was wicked that they was doing, man. They were having babies with these heathen nations. Hey, bearing children, like it wasn't nothing wrong with it. But the Lord, he said, hey, sow your seed, with your own people. The 12 tribes of Israel. Well, before Israel came about, because this is beforehand. But verse 5, and God saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. And it repented the Lord that he had made man of the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man, whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air. For it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. Verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. So in order for Noah to even have been perfect, he was on one accord with the Lord, man. He was on time. He was with whatever the Lord said. Hey, he was down with it. He was gonna do that thing, man. Shalom, brother Jose. Say, hey, where is y'all? Jacord Haskins. Uh, what state are you in? You in that you in Texas, Dallas, Texas? Jacory Dallas. Okay. Do you know what Big T Bazaar is? In Oak Cliff. Yeah, we over in that area. You know where that Salvation Army is, and that car wash that's right there by it. Shalom, not shalom. One Shabazz. Yeah, we right across the street from there. Right there by that Kim's Fashion store. We'll be there like if you want to come in tomorrow, we'll be there like around 12:30. They have Sabbath class. Because how you talk to leadership, captains and officers. If you have, you can always call them up. But verse 9. These are the generations of Noah. Noah was a just man and perfect in his generations, and Noah walked with God. So we know that wasn't a literal sense, because we know nobody can lay eyes on the Most High God and live. So when it says he's walking with God, it just means he was simply keeping the commandments. You know. But jumping down to verse 17. Verse 17. And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. So the Lord, he was pissed off about it. He was like, hey man, I'm finna destroy everything. I found favor, and hey, get your family and y'all get on the boat. Hey, and then I'm gonna tell you what else you need to do. But let me see. No, sir. Kind of yeah, I know the leaderships is the script numbers and stuff is in the description, so you could chop it over with them. Like I'm sure one of them is up right now, and or you can even hit them up on a Gmail. But that's where we located at. So you more than welcome to fellowship with us tomorrow. Yeah, more than welcome. But let me see, verse 7. Well, yeah, verse 17. And behold, even I, do bring a flood of waters upon the earth to destroy all flesh, wherein is the breath of life from under heaven, and everything that is in the earth shall die. But with thee will I establish my covenant. Read that again. But with thee will I establish my covenant. Because we understand that the Lord always, left a remnant, man. And Noah and his sons and their wives, that was their remnant. And thou shalt come into the ark, thou and thy sons, what Shalak and his wife, and thy wife, and thy sons' wives with thee, and every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort, shall thou bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female. So even and that kills me, man, because even with that, Lord said it shall be male and female. So even the animals, they ain't supposed to be dealing in the homosexuality, man. Because they know that, hey, if he would have put, like, prime example, if he would have put two male cows on the damn ark, knowing that all the other cows done died, or two 7 pairs of 7 pairs of twos of all of them being males, then hey man, we won't have no more damn cows. But that's neither here nor there. But verse 19, and every living thing of all flesh, two of every sort, shall thou bring into the ark to keep them alive with thee. They shall be male and female, of fowls after their kind, of cattle and of cattle after their kind, of creeping things, well, of every creeping thing of the earth after his kind. Two of every sort shall come unto thee to keep them alive. And take thou unto thee of all food that is eaten, and thou shalt gather it to thee, and it shall be for food for thee and for them. Thus did Noah, according to all that God commanded him, so did he. So Noah being on time and being on par, knowing that the Lord wasn't playing no games and that he was finna end his world, hey, it got him saved, man, in the end. So all praise for that, man. Because if no, just think about it. If the Lord didn't see favor in Noah, none of us would be here. So like 1 second, Israel. Like he is real. But yeah, with Shalaki is real. But yeah, with Noah, you know, if the Lord want to find favor with him, we all be out of there, man. But you know, the Lord said he would never forsake nor cast off his people, man. But with that, I say shalom. Hey, at the end of every class, you know, we bring out a law. You know, all praise for brothers and sisters tuning in. Hope the class was edifying. You know, hope it uplifted y'all spirits. You know, to open your eyes to, hey, come on, let's get it. And like, let's be on time for our God, man, because He's always on time for us. But you know, we always talk about the GoFundMe's and the Cash Apps. You know, those things are being greatly used for, you know, the building of a nation. You know, even the building of a kingdom, man. Because you know where our hearts is, you know, that's where our treasures will be also, man. But you know, keep, like we say, keep the lights on. You know, tissue, whatever, paper towels, you know, food and all type of things, you know, for feast days and et cetera, et cetera. All praise, y'all, all praise. But you know, like I said, at the end of every class, you know, we bring out a law. Tonight's law will be Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 10. It's the book of Deuteronomy chapter 30 and verse 10. If thou shalt hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God to keep his commandments and his statutes which are written in this book of the law, and if thou return unto the Lord thy God with all thine heart and with all thy soul, for this commandment which I command thee this day, not tomorrow, not next year, not 10 years from now, this day, it is not hidden from thee, neither is it afar off. So, hey, he says, if thou shalt, you know, keep hearken and keep these commandments. Because, hey, we know sometimes, or a lot of times, our people ain't gonna do those things, man. But for that 130, that 144,000 elect sake, hey, we're gonna do that thing, man. We're gonna keep on pushing. Yeah, man, they out there, man. We always hearing sirens and stuff, man. But that I say shalom. Lord's will. I see some of y'all tomorrow in class, man. You know, and you know, captains always bring out a mighty class. You know, they'll continue out this you know, Sabbath, man. So Lord, we'll see y'all tomorrow. That say shalom.